hi, this is Clay Nelson, Life Balance Hour and KZSB AM 1290. We're talking about acknowledging your accomplishments and which empowers you to really get into some sensible, doable, be held accountable for completing commitments in the new year. Whoa.
Well, it's a nice thought to not only think about what you want to improve upon, but think about all the good things that you did. You got to give yourself some credit sometimes.
Yeah. See, most of the times you read the newspaper, it's all negative. You watch news, it's all negative. You follow the stock market, they only talk about the negative stuff. Okay? When your mother-in-law calls, it's always something's wrong. Many times, okay? Now, Mom, mother-in-law, dear Marge, you're fine. Now, I just want to clean that up.
You never see the news stories about the kids at the pumpkin patch anymore.
Yeah, it's like, it's like I said to you on the break, Jaron, we were talking about that tiger got loose up in the San Francisco Zoo. I mean, my God, think of the karma. The poor man is walking through the San Francisco Zoo. All of a sudden, he feels something biting him on the neck. It's a full-blown Bengal tiger. Kind of makes your life kind of flash in front of you real quick. So now, think about this. People focus on what they didn't do instead of what they did do. Now, what I was told is that a lot of folks aren't at work this week, so you have time to focus. Now, what would you like to focus on? What you didn't do or what you did do? Would you like to sit around and be bored and just be going, oh, I didn't do that, oh, I didn't do that, oh, geez, I gained 4 pounds, oh, I was supposed to lose 4 pounds, so net to me, I'm up 8. All right, so it's all about understanding that fear of success and the lack of focus absolutely assures that you're going to fail.
There's a good quote here from Anatole France, who says, "To accomplish great things, we must not only act, but also dream. Not only plan, but also believe."
Believe that. It's a full-time job to arm wrestle your own head. It is an absolute full-time job. So how do you deal with this? First, you have to acknowledge that you do have a brain, and it is designed to keep you in your past, because that's how it protects you. So it will always keep you thinking about what you didn't get done instead of what you did get done. So that's why I say to you, you'll have to write down what you did get done and post it up on the wall someplace. So it's in your face all the time. I did these things, and I did them. I actually accomplished this.
Not your blog, not your website,
no,
on your wall.
On your wall, okay? Or glue it to the side of your monitor, or put it up in the bathroom wall, where you're... Anyway, when you sit a lot and you can see it on the wall opposite of you, all those kind of things. Make sure it's visible in your mind, all right? Keep it in the front of you at all times and just go for it. You want to accentuate the positive, and nothing is too small. I don't care what it is. Nothing is too small. How about you finally got the garage cleaned out? Or how about all the stuff that is stored in the shed, you finally got that cleaned out? Or how about all the stuff that no longer, you can't wear it, it's out of style? I mean, disco dancing, I doubt it's coming back, okay, guys? So you have to get rid of the wigs and all the makeup and all the stuff, all right? And you finally gave that to a younger group of people or to an organization that could use it on stage or something like that. How about absolutely cleaning house? Make a space for you to grow, be bigger, have more fun, all right?
Clay, I want to throw an email in here that Sally, one of our listeners, sent us, and she mentions that a friend of hers, because it's always a friend, a friend of hers did something very similar to what you're suggesting, making the list and writing down your accomplishments. When she was completed, she was actually disappointed that she hadn't accomplished more. So how do you deal with that kind of half-empty kind of thinking and feeling?
Okay, a happy life and an unhappy life is a choice. It's all about what you do with the data. And that's really what it's all about. She made a list, and what did her brain do?
It made it negative.
Yeah, made it negative.
Yeah.
It's like before you can even appreciate what you did well, even one thing, your brain's always saying, you didn't do enough. Or how about this? You didn't do it big enough. Or you didn't do it right. Or the timing was wrong. And that's your brain going, hey, pardon me, you can't grow. You can't get out there in a place you haven't been before because I can't protect you there, so I'm going to keep you in your box. I mean, that's what we're talking about now. Yeah. That's why the end of the year is always somewhat of a depressing time for a lot of folks, is because they get to the end of the year and they go, oh, wow, it's still the same. Nothing's changed. I still owe money. I haven't lost the weight. My business isn't different. Life is hard. And the truth is, you lived another year. You hugged a lot of people. You made a difference in a lot of ways. You learned a lot of things. There's all kinds of great things going on that's happening that you don't give yourself credit for, that you just absorb, but there's no credit for it, all right? You taught somebody how to drive, or you went skiing for the first time, all right? Or guess what? A lot of people this year didn't use their credit card Christmas purchases. If they couldn't pay for it right now, they didn't buy it. Boy, you can give yourself credit for that one. All right, so now, who should be involved in making the list? In your family, anybody that's over 3, all right, should be involved. Everybody needs to make a list of their accomplishments, both individually and family-wide, okay? That's the way it goes. So it's all about, really understanding the power of a positive mind comes from what you've learned and applied, and then what happened with it, how you contributed to another, how you planted a seed instead of dropping a tree. That's a good one. Write that one down, folks. I need to learn to plant seeds instead of dropping trees. Go ahead.
Oh, no, there's an email here from Fred that got me thinking here. You were talking about individuals making their lists and families as a group making their list.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that different family members and or friends and or people holding you accountable should help you make those lists?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. It's like when I sit down with my family, we have what we call family meetings, and we sit down and I have a stand-up easel, pretty big stand-up easel with line pads on it and have color pins and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And we just all together start talking about what we've accomplished, talking about ourselves. But we always end up talking more about, like I talk about the great things Susan's done or Elizabeth's done or CJ's done that he's forgotten.
Nice.
Nice. So it's all
yeah.
about it's a contribution to each other. And CJ will go, Dad, but you did this, and Dad, you stopped yelling at me. It's really good.
So it looks like it ends up being pretty positive.
Totally positive.
Fred's question here was actually, how do you handle negativity from someone who's supposed to be helping you to list your accomplishments?
Say to them, look, what you're giving me, I already know. I don't need help there. If you're going to help me, let's write down what I did do. Let's write down what we did. Let's write down, like right now, one of the accomplishments I want to have and put on this list is I want you to understand that this list is all about the things I got done, all about the things that, if they were negative, I quit doing them,
Mm-hmm.
all about the things that I grew to or grew out of. All right, so if you're going to be part of this team that writes down what I accomplished in the year, all right, it's got to be the positive side of what I've accomplished in the year.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
so it's all about training how to team the bee.
Yeah,
And it's
I
about
hope that helps, Fred. I
being
mean,
the director.
there's a lot of layers there.
Sure, oh, absolutely. Okay, now, so what is it about making new commitments that comes from power instead of comes from I didn't do enough? What kind of a commitment person or what kind of a commitment do you think you would make if you're coming from I didn't do it, life's over, let's eat worms, it ain't working, it's going to be another year of the same? What do you think you're going to commit to? I mean, I can't wait. It's like I don't want to choke on a piece of bubble gum. You know what I mean? So the other side of that is if you write down all the things that you've accomplished this year and you've got this giant list. So Susan and I had over 200 line items of things that we've accomplished this year, from finance to health to marriage to menopause. Oh, sorry. And to all kinds of things that are going.
Phone's gonna ring. Phone's gonna ring.
Anyway, all the things that we've gotten through, babies being born and surgeries and unfortunately the completion of life for some friends and all kinds of things that we've gotten through and learned from and grown from and decided not to do, anymore, decided we're going to do some more, and how we could get out in the world and how we go to more dinner parties instead of sitting in our cave and about doing all kinds of things. So, and then once we got that list made up and we're all together, energized and freed up and cleared out, once you clear your brain out, instead of it just storing all this data, it can then just start creating what you want to do, who you want to be, and how you want to get there. Believe me, the human mind is phenomenal if you'll give it room to create. And the human psyche is really phenomenal if you happy it up and then have it create. So when we get back, we're going to talk about getting happy and creating a year of commitments that are fun to get to. And, some of them are a stress, and that's okay, all right? You don't want to, set commitments that are all easy to get to. Some of it's got to make the hair stand up on your arms. So you're listening to Clay Nelson Life Balance Hour, and KZSB AM 1290. Give me a call, 564-1290 or 866-564-1290. Get on back here.
Somebody